Thank you, Marion. Welcome to Circle Sanctuary's Magic Cauldron Full Moon Circle. I'm Reverend Judith, and I'll be your guide tonight as we celebrate this October full moon. Tonight, we honor the magic that is all around us. Roald Dahl once said, "Those who don't believe in magic will never find it." I want all of us to find it, to see that there is magic in everything we do and everything around us. If you believe, and to believe, you simply have to honor and first and foremost, your own precious magical self. If we honestly believe good things will happen, we'll change our life from the inside out. And magic begins from our inside with our perception of the world. And one of the best ways to bring magic into our lives is to have gratitude for all that we already have and to live consciously, because you change everything you touch, and everything you touch changes you. We live in a completely connected, universal web of life energy and magical experiences. Brooke Medicine Eagle said, "The more that we can love ourselves and attend to life all around us with a loving, open, magical, connected heart, the more we can be in a beautiful place." We are delighted that you have decided to join us on this beautifully magical time of year, either live tonight or watching later. We have some truly enchanting volunteers with us from our Circle Sanctuary community, and I'll introduce each of them as we go along. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce our High Priestess and Senior Minister, Reverend Selena Fox.
Thank you, Judith. We do full moon circles every month, and we've evolved our own traditions for naming these full moons. And the Magic Cauldron full moon is a great name for our October full moon circle. It's part of what I call the Samhain swirl. And of course, those in the Southern Hemisphere, well, you're going into Beltane. So I invite you to consider all of us joining together, forming a circle around a great cauldron of connection. We call to the full moon and we call to the power of Magic Cauldron. Full moon circle on full moon night, Magic Cauldron, full moon rite, full moon circle on full moon night, Magic Cauldron, full moon rite, full moon circle on full moon night, Magic Cauldron, full moon rite. Bright blessings.
Nikki, would you please give the Circle Sanctuary announcements?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Circle Sanctuary's Magic Cauldron October Full Moon Circle. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. We do have a few announcements, but remember, you can always check Circle's website and for updated information. That's www.circlesanctuary.org. Thursday, October 27th is Circle Sanctuary's 48th birthday. Congratulations to our founder and senior minister, Selena Fox, for being so visionary and bringing together this spiritual community. Thank you. At the end of this month, from Friday, October 28th to Sunday, October 30th, we'll be celebrating Samhain on Circle Sanctuary land. We'd love to have you join us. If you wish to do so, please register on the website. Our next full moon circles theme is sacred animals, and we'll be broadcasting on Tuesday night, November 8th. If you are interested in being a part of the cast, contact Reverend Judith. That day is also election day, and we encourage you all to get out and vote. Your vote counts. Our monthly Green Faith circles are now on Saturdays, with the next one being on Saturday, November 11th on Zoom at 11 a.m. Central Time. For those interested in eco-climate justice activism who wish to be at the gathering, please join our Circle Sanctuary Green Faith Circle Facebook group or contact Reverend Bear. And make sure to tune in to Circle Sanctuary Network podcasts throughout the month. You can find the schedule on Circle's website or on Facebook at CSNP Podcasts, where you can also find recordings of over 800 previous broadcasts. Please also remember that donations and memberships are very important for the upkeep of our nature preserve and spiritual outreach. So please check out ways to contribute on Circle's website at www.circlesanctuary.org. Thank you.
And thank you, Nikki. I now call upon Steve to cast our circle.
Greetings all. These 4 directions are from my Unitarian heritage. It's actually reading 446 in what's known as the Gray Book, for those of you who attend Unitarian circles. Spirit of the East, spirit of air, of morning and springtime, be with us as the sun rises in times of beginning, times of planting. Inspire us with a fresh breath of courage as we go forth into new adventures. Spirit of the South, spirit of fire, of noontime and summer, be with us through the heat of the day and help us to be ever growing. Warm us with strength and energy for the work that awaits us. Spirit of the West, spirit of water, of evening and autumn, be with us as the sun sets and help us to enjoy a rich harvest. Flow through us with a cooling, healing quietness and bring us peace. Spirit of the North, spirit of earth, of night time and winter, be with us in the darkness and the time of gestation and ground us in the wisdom of the changing seasons as we celebrate the spiraling journey of our lives. And now I wish to call the power of the cosmos above us. From this vast viewpoint, may we see the bigger picture. May we trust the divine spirit, the great mystery, sending love as we transition through these challenging times and enlighten the desire and innate love within us, giving us the will and strength to persevere. And below us, I call to the supportive and life-giving powers of the planet Earth, our Mother Earth. This singular sphere is the solid unifying element that we all have in common. May we feel its powerful energy pulse through our veins in the spirit of gratitude for the generosity of its gifts. And in the center is spirit, our soul's spirit, our ancestors' spirit, the Creator's spirit, the earth, air, fire, and water spirits incarnate within each and every one of us. May we know that spirit is love, and let it flow from deep within us to share with all that we meet and all that we create with compassion, caring, and kindness, knowing that this life is not easy for anyone. Still, we give thanks for this amazing incarnation. Hail and welcome spirit above, hail and welcome spirit below, hail and welcome spirit within. Blessed be.
Blessed be, Steve. Thank you so much. I now call on Richard to light the moonfire for us, please.
Yes, this month the full moon ritual is focused on magic cauldrons. Fire and cauldrons are, of course, very closely connected. Think a large pot of stew over an open fire on a cool fall day at some pagan festival. I light this candle, this beeswax candle, to honor the fire that brings us good eats in large cauldrons. So mote it be.
Thank you, Richard. I now invite everyone, all of the presenters, to also light a flame so that we can welcome all of those who are watching and with us now or tuning in later. We send light and love at this full moon time to everyone and wish you Merry Cauldrons, Merry Magic Cauldrons. All right, thank you. Now I'll call on Nikki to give us a little Shakespeare.
So tonight I wanted to do the Song of the Witches by William Shakespeare. It's from Macbeth. I figured what magic cauldron circle would be complete without including that. So, double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron, boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and howlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble, double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Nikki. Shara's now going to tell us some interesting stories about some dark watchers in the area where she lives.
Oh, hello, everybody. So good to be with you. Shar Bear here, hailing to you from the Monterey Bay on the central coast of California, which is traditional lands of the Ohlone Nations, consisting of several tribes. And I was invited to share something a little spooky and a little fun with you. So I want to know, there's a lot of folklore out here in California, like other parts of the country. You've probably heard of Bigfoot, maybe werewolves, etc. But have you heard of the Dark Watchers? Anyone of any age? I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Dark Watchers. They're a part of California folklore. And this is a group of entities who appear along the Santa Lucia Mountains on the central coast. The modern folklore about the Dark Watchers, it started around 1930, but their origins seem to stretch back, oh man, at least 300 years. And if you're not from this area, the Santa Lucia mountain range forms some of the most difficult terrain to travel in California. It goes on for about 150 miles along the coast, and it's a range that's a barrier between the inland and the coast. But it's like the mountains are right next to it. So if you've seen pictures of Big Sur and those kinds of places, you see rugged and jagged granite peaks, which drop suddenly to the sea. And the highest peak is Cone Peak. It's about 5,000 feet above sea level, and it's only 3 miles in from the water, and it drops right down to the water. And many folks believe that something there is watching, and all along the coast. And so the Dark Watchers are described as, well, they're tall. They're usually featureless, mysterious figures, almost always silent, almost always motionless, and silhouettes. They're usually spotted along the peaks, and you can kind of see one here. This is one, I like this image of one because it's kind of a more realistic image instead of more of like fantasy art. And the Watchers are so well known that a general description of them has been put together. So alongside their unusual height and their long black flowing coats and often their hats with wide brims, some witnesses also report the Watchers having sticks or staves in their hands. And common accounts claim that they have excellent hearing and excellent eyesight, even though no one can give an account of their facial features. They seem to evade detection by high-tech equipment like paranormal things so often do, and they tend to appear to people who are using simple tracking or hiking equipment. So according to the legend, they don't like to be viewed up close at all, because if someone approaches them, they'll just disappear. And they're most often seen at twilight and dawn, go figure. Whatever it is people report seeing, they all agree on the name, the Dark Watchers. And in fact, the Spanish settlers, when they first moved into the area in the mid 1700s, they were the first to call them that. They called them Los Vigilantes Oscuros, literally dark watchers. And the American settlers moving through these mountains also reported seeing the figures. And even if they were not visible, There were many reports that people in the area felt that sensation of being watched by someone. We all know that feeling. So the Dark Watchers are most famously mentioned in John Steinbeck's short story, Flight. And Steinbeck is a well-known American novelist who lived along the Monterey Bay. And he wrote this about the Dark Watchers with his protagonist, Pepe. So it says, Pepe looked suspiciously back every minute or so, and his eyes sought the tops of the ridges ahead. And once on a white barren spur, he saw a black figure for a moment, but he looked quickly away, for it was one of the Dark Watchers. No one knew who the Watchers were, nor where they lived, but it was better to ignore them and never to show interest in them. They did not bother one who stayed on the trail and minded his own business. Now, John Steinbeck's son, Tom Steinbeck, reported having seen the Dark Watchers during his childhood around Big Sur. And on a fateful, foggy evening not long ago, Thomas told a California landscape painter, Benjamin Brode, about the legendary Watchers who roamed the wilds of Big Sur. And the particulars of the account were authenticated by his grandmother, Olive Hamilton, by Billy Post, who was a descendant of El Sur Grande ranchers, and at that time also validated by the resident sage of the Post Ranch Inn. So, hey, today, when visitors come to Big Sur Wilderness, they often report how mystical and remote it feels here, how some people even return with tales of encounters with a presence, a fleeting glimpse in the sun-dappled shadows, and they all say there's an eerie feeling in the stillness of the trees being watched. So along with this, American poet and environmentalist Robinson Jeffers, who's known for his work about the Central California coast, he had a direct encounter with the Watchers, which is perhaps one of the closest anyone's had and documented. He saw what he thought was one of the Watchers coming from behind the ridge to watch, but when he got close enough to it, all he saw was his own features mirrored back to him, his own shabby clothes, his hair, his face, and then the figure turned toward the twilight and melted and simply merged into the shadows beyond it. In the newspaper archives in this area, there's so many stories of similar sightings. For example, in the mid-60s, a Monterey Peninsula retired high school principal went on a hiking trip in the Santa Lucia Mountains, and when he suddenly spotted a dark figure standing on a rock and surveying the area, he called out to other hikers with them. The figure vanished. So it has become popular among hikers coming to California today, to this area, who know about the lore, and they try to capture photos of the paranormal phenomenon. Now, there have been many speculations over the years about what are the Dark Watchers exactly. Some think they're illusions, hallucinations. Others say they are misinterpretations of natural phenomena like infrasound. It's something where, the wind generates an infrasound and it causes feelings of uneasiness and anxiety. There's Brockenbow mountain specters that are a rainbow effect. And some say they're caused by natural stimulus brought on by exhaustion or isolation. Some attribute the Dark Watchers to the Chumash people, an indigenous tribe who historically inhabited a very extensive stretch of central and southern California coast. Now, the local Chumash do not have any records of a Dark Watcher entity per se, so there's not a legitimate link between the modern Dark Watcher lore and the Chumash oral history. But in the Chumash history, there are tales passed down to suggest that whatever or whomever is being seen out there has been there for a very, very long time, watching, shape-shifting, being present. So all of this points to a larger question about the existence of land guardian spirits. And I love this folklore, what I call earth lore, because as our high priestess Selena teaches, there are land guardian spirits everywhere, watching over the land, the waters, the air, and those who travel amongst their territory. And naturally, those people who live close to the earth, people of place, may well be very aware of these entities and how they manifest. And any of us are able to become more in tune with the magic, with the spirit and the spirits of place in which we dwell. So October is a month in which I love to learn more about the folklore and the earth lore of where I'm living. Just as I've shared some landscapes and lore of Big Sur, it's fun to share this lore with your loved ones. So this Samhain, as you honor the spirit of your ancestors, land, animals, elementals, may you come to know the land guardians of your place, and may you welcome them and honor them in your space. Blessed be.
Truly mysterious and spooky, Shar. Thank you so much for sharing all that earth lore. I love that. That's a great term. So now I call upon Mirren, who has a beautiful song for us.
Thank you so much, Judith. I was inspired to write this song while I was thinking of the upcoming time of year and about death and renewal. And I was imagining what it would feel like to transition from one life to the next. While reincarnation is a soul journey that many folks in some earth religions believe, what happens when our physical earthly bodies die and our spirits are free isn't an exact science. It's my belief no one knows for sure what the process is. And I was contemplating patterns and cycles as we move into the autumn time and the thinning of the veil. And this came to my mind as someone, perhaps one of my ancestors, whispered in my ear. Hornell sounding, scaring up an evening view, full moon shining, dancing to the raven's call. I twirl in the silvery light through the veil. Spirits find me, clothe me in the summer and light, feed me ambrosia, hold me as we dance our way into the deepest part of the night. Floating on silent beat,
That was beautiful, Maren. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. Now call on Andrew, who's going to give us a guided journey to a fairy oak tree.
True story. As you know, we are entering more and more deeply into a time of year when the veil between this world and the other world is becoming very thin. And there are places in nature where that veil between the worlds is particularly thin. So tonight, under this magical full moon, we will journey to such a place. So I invite you to be aware of the sky above and the land beneath your feet, the direction in front of you and behind of you, the direction to your right and left, and within your heart. You might want to close your eyes if that supports your sacred magical imagination. And I invite you to see before you, not in your head, not behind your eyes, but in front of you. You see a trail that leads into a landscape of green hills, oak trees, and a variety of other trees and shrubs. The full moon is above your head, and you hear the hooting of a great horned owl coming from the trees ahead. You begin walking into this landscape before you, and as you do, you see a deer path leading off to the right. The full moon is now behind you as you follow the deer path, helping to illuminate the way. The deer path leads you up a gentle hill, and you enter an area that is dense with trees. And you see in front of you a giant oak tree, and the markings on its trunk make it look like the tree has a face. So you approach this tree in whichever way you prefer to approach trees, and instinctively you make an offering to this tree. Your offering appears in your hands, and you leave this offering at the base of the tree. You walk around to the other side of the tree, and you notice something. In the juncture where the three giant limbs come together, water has pooled, and you gaze into this water, and you can see the reflection of the moon in this water. So gaze into the water and gaze upon the moon. You begin feeling your consciousness shift. And as you exhale, you see what looks like condensation, like what you might see when you're breathing in cold weather, but it's not cold. This condensation looks like a mist, which is moving across your field of vision from the left to the right, and it begins swirling around you. This swirling mist grows more dense and more pronounced, and then you notice small flashes of light coming from the earth. The flashes of light are all around you. Be still. Allow yourself to be open to this thin place. Allow the mist to swirl around you. Notice the flashes of light from the earth as they come and go. And notice the full moon reflected in the oak water. Commune here for a moment. Do not try to communicate if there are any beings that you might sense. Just be present. Then the sound of a great horned owl wakes you up, and you find yourself once again standing at the start of the trail. The swirling mist is gone. The flashing lights are gone. The oak is gone, and the full moon shines in the night sky above you. So if your eyes are closed, you might open your eyes and fully return to where you are right now with the Circle Sanctuary community, celebrating this magical cauldron full moon. And once again, be aware of the sky above and the land below, the direction in front of you and behind of you, and to the right and to the left, and within your heart. Blessed be.
Thank you for that magical journey, Andrew. That was really lovely. Yeah, I know it's now time for Selena's healing blessings section.
The cauldron is an ancient symbol. It's a ceremonial tool across many traditions. It can take a lot of different forms, and one of the real powerful things about cauldrons, they've been around the world, they've taken a number of different forms, and we can work with different types of cauldrons as part of healing for ourselves, for others, for the planet. I invite you to take a journey as we explore the elemental cauldrons. We connect with the cauldron of earth, letting the healing power of the physical realm flow to ourselves, flow to those in need, and to the planet. Blessings of the cauldron of earth on the physical realm. And we call to the cauldron of air to bless ourselves, our minds, to bless those in need of mental healing, to bless our planet. Powers of the cauldron of air, be with us, bless us now and in times to come. We call the spirit of fire, the cauldron of fire, to bless ourselves energetically, to bless those in need, to bless the planet. Powers of the cauldron of fire, energize us, sustain us, aid us as we work for greater healing and well-being for ourselves, for others, for planet Earth as a whole. And we call to the cauldron of water to bless us, others, and the planet with emotional healing and well-being. Powers of the sacred water cauldron, be with us, those in need, and our planet. And we call to Spirit, that which connects us with each other, with the divine as one as many, with Great Mother, Great Father, Great Spirit, with the ancestors. Cauldron of Spirit, bring healing and wellness to us, to those in need, to planet Earth. And now I invite you to call to mind specific healing requests for those you know and need. And if it feels right to do so, to also do some healing prayers and blessings for those people who are rooted in sacred land across cultures and around the world. And to guide us in this part, I invite Chris to give us some sacred music for sending our healing prayers out. May planet Earth, may people and creatures, plants, places that are in need of healing have healing and wellness on this full moon night and in times to come. Healing and wellness to planet Earth, support to all working for a healthier planet. So be it. Bright blessings.
Thank you, Selena, for that. Steve now has a singing bowl meditation for us.
Greetings, all. I invite you to close your eyes and enter the world of sound. Attend, for example, to your sense of hearing. Be aware of sounds while equally and simultaneously attending to the silence between the sounds out of which the sound arrives. And let this awareness deepen during this next little while. Blessed be.
Blessed be. Thanks so much, Steve. I'm now going to sing a song based on one by Alexia Chelin. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. Let the water wash away your tears. Let the fire burn away your fears. Let the wind blow through into your life such faith and trust. Oh, let the earth hold you, take care of you, and nurture you. Oh, the power of peace is here now. The power of magic is peace. The power of you and me is here to create peace on earth. Let the water soothe your weary souls. Let the fire clear away with its coals. Let the air blow fresh ideas through us all. Let the earth know your magic, the enchantment that you are. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. Let the water wash away your tears. Let the fire burn away your fears. Let the wind blow into your life with such faith and trust. Oh, let the earth hold you, take care of you, and nurture you. Oh, the power of magic is here. The power of earth is here now. The power of magic is here to create peace on earth. The power of magic is here. The power of earth is here now. The power of magic is here to create peace on earth. Steve, will you now please release our circle?
We thank you, Spirit, our soul spirit, our ancestors' spirit. We thank you for bringing us compassion, caring, and kindness. Again, knowing life is not easy for any of us. We give thanks to this amazing incarnation. And we give thanks to the supportive and life-giving powers of our planet Earth, our Mother Earth, for supporting us during this ritual. And the power of the cosmos for watching over us and supporting us and bringing us the divine spirit and the great mystery. And we thank you, Spirit of the North, Spirit of Earth, of nighttime and winter, bringing us our darkness, our time of gestation, so that we may appreciate the spring and the spiraling journey of our lives. And we thank you, West, Spirit of Water, of evening and autumn, which is the season we're in right now, being with us as our sun sets and the darkness comes, and help us to enjoy a rich harvest. And thank you, Spirit of the South, Spirit of fire, of noontime and summer, for the heat of the day. And we can look forward to that season coming back as we prepare for this time of darkness. And Spirit of the East, we thank you, Spirit of air, of morning and springtime, as our sun rises, times of beginning, times of planting, as we go forth into new adventures. Blessed be.
The circle is now open, but never broken. Selena, would you like to now give your farewell?
So as we started out our time together, I invited you to envision all of us in a cyber circle around a great cauldron. I invite you to call that image to mind and to expand on it, recognizing not only are we all celebrating the full moon time together, but we are part of full moon celebrations across cultures, across faith traditions, across different parts of this world and beyond. So as we imagine ourselves once again being part of this circle around the cauldron, call to mind something that you take from our time together tonight and cherish it, and may it bless us now and in times to come, honoring the Great Mother, the Great Father, the Great Spirit, the Ancient Ones, the ancestors, and all the sacred forces that have been part of our wonderful magic cauldron full moon circle tonight. Bright blessings.
Thank you, Selena. I now invite all of our presenters to once again hold up your candles. Thank you, presenters, and thank you, all of you who are watching, for celebrating this magical cauldron full moon circle with us. I hope that there are days when your coffee tastes like magic, your playlist makes you dance, strangers make you smile, and the night sky touches your soul. I hope there are days when you fall in love with being alive, and that you find magic all around you every day. Thank you for joining us this evening or for watching later. And join us again next month on Tuesday, November 8th for our Sacred Animals Full Moon Circle. And please, please vote that day. Your vote is powerfully and magically important. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Andrew, would you please tell us a little bit about Circle Sanctuary memberships and donations?
Of course. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us for this Magical Cauldron Full Moon Circle broadcast this evening, which has been brought to you by Circle Sanctuary's magical volunteers. Volunteers, as you can imagine, are a vital force in keeping Circle running, but we also need your donations for upkeep of the sanctuary land, its buildings, keeping the lights on and the doors open, and the roof over the temple room and resource shop, and all of our ministries here, as well as our green sanctuary. So you can also become a member at whatever level of giving is most comfortable for you to support Circle's in-person and virtual festivals and rituals, our informational website, as well as a wide variety of weekly Circle Sanctuary Network podcasts, CSNP, which is really an amazing archive of teachings and resources and things to inspire and inform you. We have over 800 podcasts, again, archived and available to you online. So for more information, we invite you to visit our website, circlesanctuary.org, and join us by becoming a member or by making a donation today. Thank you.
Marian, thanks again for joining us, and she'll close us out with some lovely flute music. Thank you all.